Hey, Redeemer Youth, it's Pastor Dan. I know that a number of you at this point are starting to be driven crazy by your family. You have brothers and sisters who are always running around, always yelling. You're trying to take care of your schoolwork and they're making all of their noise. Or maybe your parents seem like they're bugging you all the time to do all of these other chores, and maybe you would rather just play video games or hang out with friends or read a book or go outside or do whatever it is, and it is really grating on you at this time. Some of you have probably never spent this much time with your family. It seems like they're always there. You eat all of your meals with them, you watch all of your shows with them, and you wake up and you go to bed and they're there all the time. And so I thought it would be really helpful to hear this reminder from Ephesians chapter 4. Paul says, I, therefore, a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling with which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Now, that passage is really interesting because Paul here is talking about how we are to walk with one another in the church, which is often called the family of God. What we see is that our own biological families help us to understand how we're to live in our spiritual families, uh, um, and that our spiritual families are very important. And here, Paul is helping us to see how we're to live in love. And I think there's two phrases that are really important here: with patience, bearing with one another in love. Whenever we are tired and fed up, the easiest thing to do is not to be patient, but to blow up at our family. It's to yell, or maybe it's to shut down, and it's to leave and to not talk with one another. Neither of those responses are being patient. Being patient means trying to understand where the other person is coming from and respecting them, even though you maybe don't always agree with them. We're called to love our fathers and mothers, and we're called to love our siblings. And so one of the ways that we show that love is in patience. And that's why Paul says, bearing with one another in love, that is our motive, that as we consider each other, we bear with one another. And I think that that's so important because it reminds us that God bears with us. There's a lot of things about us that could be annoying, but in love, He has He has bared with us, and not only that, He loves us that He sent His Son for us, and He wants to be with us for all eternity, and that's why He sent His Son. And so, as we struggle to love our family sometimes during this season, make sure that you remember the love that God in Christ has for you, and love others as Christ loves, being patient, bearing with one another in love. That's all I have right now, but feel free to reach out and comment, or give me a call if you have any questions, or if it's getting really crazy and you need help. So anyway, I hope you have a good week, and that's all I have today.